Do you have wet dreams at night that has you wishing that you could shoot like this? Then look no further because I have the perfect controller settings for you. So without further ado, let's get it. What's up YouTube? Here I'm going to show you my controller settings for season 23. I think that's the season we're in. I forget. I took a few months off and when I came back I noticed my aim was not the same. That's to be expected. But I also haven't really played with the aim assist nerf, both on PC and console. So it took me a couple of weeks to really find settings that were comfortable for me and that also had me shooting very well again. Now I found them and now it's time to give them to you. If you care about any of the general Apex settings, then I'll show you, but I won't go over them vocally. Here are my gameplay settings quickly. Now to the controller settings. Initially I was on 4.2, now I'm back on 4.3. I thought that I needed to slow down my sensitivity because of the aim assist nerf. Nah, so I kept it at 4.3 linear with no dead zone. But as usual, the change that was required because of the aim assist nerf resided in my per optic ALC settings, which have an effect, and I'll show you later once again. For my per optic settings, my 1 times is 1.5. 2 times is 1.8, 3 times is 1.9, 4 times is 1.9, but sometimes I crank it up to 2.0. My 6 times is 2.6, and so is my 8 times and 10 times. I don't really use sites like that. This is the bread and butter. This is where you can fine tune your aim, whether you're on linear, classic, whatever. It's a nice way to add some variability to your settings without having to go to ALCs, which tends to get confusing. These are actually rather slow for me. I had cranked them down from what they previously were, but for a lot of you guys, this may be fast. So what I would recommend is cranking them down as needed. Go with mine as a baseline and adjust as needed. This is obviously going to be for linear controller players. For all you classic folks out there, it's time to make the switch. But be patient with yourselves because it's going to take a lot of time for you to adjust from classic to linear. A lot of people get discouraged during that transition because there's a huge learning curve. But in the long run, I promise you it'll be more beneficial for your gameplay as you have much more control over your aiming than you do with classic. And so by now, if you've also been paying attention to the gameplay in the firing range, you can say that my aiming is pretty damn good. But what I also want you guys to start focusing on when aiming is this concept of recoil smoothing. In layman terms, essentially it's just strafing while aiming. But one thing I haven't discussed nearly as much as I should have is mirroring or anti-mirroring the enemy strafe while you're recoil smoothing. So instead of just randomly strafing in a direction, I want you to try to strafe in the direction that your enemy is also strafing in, or in the opposite direction of what your enemy is strafing. So if you're mirroring their strafe, if he goes left, you go left, vice versa. If you're anti-mirroring his strafe, when he goes left, you go right, vice versa. This will help keep the enemy centered in front of your crosshairs, which therefore won't require a lot of movement on your right stick. You kind of just want to keep that right stick steady with a little adjustment as needed. But recently I found myself utilizing a lot more of my left stick to match their strafe or to counter their strafe, and just ever so slightly moving my right stick as some adjustment will be needed. So that's what I'm doing in these clips in the firing range. For those of you guys that want to see what these settings look like in game, I'll play some gameplay footage for you. Before I get out of here, I apologize for my absence. I've been very busy working full time, getting the hours that are required for physician assistant school or PA school. So check the gameplay out. I'm solo queuing in plat diamond lobbies and I was shooting nookies. Anyways, thank you guys for watching and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.
Took care of that one.
Thank you.
Reloading. Hold on, I need to heal.
I'm out of light ammo. Giving my shields a recharge. Grappling.
An enemy shield. Enemy's down. Reloading. Enemy killed.
I am repairing my
And upgrader rates. Drop another one. What a shield. Recharging my Reloading.
Reloading. I am taking fire, friends.
Hostile close. Contact with target.
I am repairing myself.
Reloading. Contact.
I am taking fire, friends.
That hard. I'm down. I couldn't leave so many treasures behind.
One minute. Your ring isn't far.
Fasten you that sugar. Hit that
Captured an enemy shield.
Thank you.
Enemy shield. Enemy down. Took care of that one. Reloading.
30 seconds remain. The ring is nearby.
Shooting. Reloading. Taking damage. Target here.
Package over there. My ultimate is ready.
Recharging my shields. Reloading.
Enemy down.
Reloading. Recharging shields.
Oh no.
It's your lucky day.
Another squad.
I've got you.
Giving my shields a recharge.
Just giving my shields a recharge.
Position. I have eyes on the enemy.
That close.
Cracking enemy shield.
Listen up, I'm getting shot at. Enemy down.
Cracked an enemy shield. Look out! Enemy here.
Enemy taken up.
Supply deployed.
Throwing jump drive.
Just giving my shields a recharge.
Enemy down. Recharging. Enemy right here.
Reloading. Grappling.
Go that way. Target spotted. Rings around us. Enemy spotted. Enemy spotted.
Recharging my shields. Another target over there.
Opening fire on the enemy. More friends are coming to kill us. Another squad.
Cracked an enemy shield.
I'm spotted. Taking fire.
Jump drive.
Reloading.
Cracked an enemy shield.
Enemy down. Taken up.
Only 2 enemy squads left.
Took care of that one.
Very awesome.
Stay with me, Doc, and keep the healing coming. Here, take Doc. He'll fix you up.
Setting up shop.
Time to wrap it up, Doc. Another squad, arm up. Fire. Good. Only one squad. Just giving my shields a recharge.
I am taking fire, friends. Charging shields.
Hey, back up, back up, back up, back up, back up. Don't die, I'm healing. I like that, I like that, I like that, I like that, Pathfinder, I like that fucking effort!
You are the Apex champions.